everyone and welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be talking about the big changes to Lucio. And even though they make him much more fun to play, we believe overall they're more of a nerf than a buff. Let's go through the changes one by one. Sonic Amplifier, or Lucio's gun, has had its projectile speed increased from 40 to 50. Now that might not seem like much, but to those with experience it's a net positive for him in battle. He will feel a lot more rewarding when it comes to doing damage, and as such, players are likely to feel empowered more than they did before on an individual level. There's more of that throughout these changes, it's a common thread you could say. However, for his actual role, there's arguably some bumpy road ahead. The changes to his boot, the fact that it will now take into account vertical orientation, is also a net positive. Giving Lucio more control of the direction it boops targets in the vertical plane will increase the skill with which you could use it. A great example would be using his improved wall riding to get behind a Rhine and boop him physically up in the air. There's nuance to the boop now, and its potential for outplay is no longer limited to environmental kills and the ever-present crowd control. Next up on the things that have improved, Lucio's healing. The healing song got a 50% buff. That includes when he uses his amp. That's no joke, and will make him much harder to kill than he was before. He was already difficult to pin down, but now he's even better. That bonus isn't just limited to him, those passive heals will really help those within range, especially when combined with an Ana nade, for example. He's going to be better in the fight. Every change so far indicates that. To that point, Lucio's wall riding has been significantly improved as well. He now gets an extra 30% speed boost while actually wall riding, and gets a significant boost of speed when he jumps off a wall. He's going to be even more tricky than he was before. He should feel significantly better to play as an individual. There's almost no question of that. That all sounds fantastic, and it is, but when you consider the fact that the passive auras have gone from a radius of 30 meters to 10, and his ultimate radius has shrunk from 30 to 20, a more complex picture starts to emerge. Thanks to the new on-screen radius border, which we think should stay by the way, you can begin to grasp the magnitude of the shift occurring in Lucio's team practicality. Now this isn't accidental, Blizzard say so themselves. Their goal of making him pick less but more fun to play is 100% achieved with this change. The problem lies in that a lot of his core utility, shuttling a team around and passively healing them, is dramatically reduced in applicability. The new aura's radiuses are so small that they become immediately unsuitable for teams that spread out a lot. So think of a flanker heavy split comp, or in some examples of bad team play, even a conventional dive setup. The truth is, Lucio under these parameters is incapable of supporting these wide setups. Again, this is something Blizzard have done by design. He's still applicable in a death ball, albeit one with greater discipline than before, but make no mistake, Lucio has traded team play for individual user improvements. One of the great ironies might be that after this change, we see a lot more Lucios in matchmaking, as he'll feel a lot more impactful to play, but he'll actually be suitable in way fewer contexts. At the pro level, if these changes went live, his pick rate might drop significantly. We're not saying any of this is a problem actually. Blizzard had a vision for Lucio, and they've certainly made strides towards that ideal. But when looking at the totality of the changes, we don't think it's fair to call it an overall buff. It is, in a lot of ways, a straight nerf. The thing is, in an organised environment, speed boost is so important to so many areas of the game, we don't think everyone has quite grasped just how impactful these changes will be on how the game is actually played, especially at the top level. Now don't get us wrong, we understand the top level isn't the be-all and end-all, and I'm sure a lot of you are actually looking forward to the new individually impactful Lucio. I have to say, upon reading the change list, it feels like Lucio will be moved from a must-pick in many situations to just a good pick with certain comps. He'll for certain still be viable in a death ball and maybe even a dive setup. We think he'll just actually be harder to play, and your team will have to coordinate that much more to get the best out of him, which may be considerably more difficult in a solo queue environment. We also believe he'll just be straight up unsuitable for certain team playstyles. I expect these changes will cause a lot of discussion in our comments section, but we do look forward to reading what you guys have to say. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss one of our videos again, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. Please check out our Discord, where you can find one of the biggest Discord communities for Overwatch out there. If you want to see us tilt live for your enjoyment, please check out our Twitch channel, which will be linked in the description. Also finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and streams. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.